Hello there, Natalie here, and today I'm going to be talking about what your emotional guidance system is. So in this video, you are going to learn what your emotional guidance system is, how to better understand your inner compass so that you can navigate your life better, and then also how to become the magnet that you want to attract all the things that you're looking for in your own life, whether it's being in a different emotional state, having, a great relationship, improving your career, your financial situation, your health, all of that wonderful stuff. So the emotional guidance system actually comes from Abraham-Hicks. If you've heard of them, it's pretty amazing. I definitely recommend you look it up. Esther Hicks is a channeler for Abraham, and Abraham is a collective consciousness of spirits guides that are here to help us understand more about our purpose in life, our spirituality, and how to start to master our lives from a vibrational standpoint. It's pretty amazing stuff. They have many books, audios, they do seminars, and so take a look at that, Abraham-Hicks. Your emotional state is your guiding system. So when we're in alignment spiritually and emotionally, we feel good, we're happy, it means that we're on the right track. And when we're not, it means we're off track. Now we can't always control all of life situations. Sometimes we come into bad health, bad financial situations, or just relationships that can be in conflict. So we don't always have control over everything in our life, but the one thing you do have control over is how you feel about all of those situations in life. You can always change your thoughts, which then changes your emotional state in relation to everything that you experience. This is something that takes a lot of practice, but this is how we start to master our life and start to create a life that we want. The law of attraction teaches us that you are always a magnet for what you want in life. So if you want good things in your life, you need to be thinking positive thoughts and feeling good about every situation in your life. Even those tough situations that may not seem like there's anything great about them, there's always something to learn. There's always something that you can expand on in your life or have a deeper understanding of. Or maybe those situations are there to teach you how to shift your energy even in the toughest circumstances. And as you start to master those aspects of your life, everything else starts to fall into place. With those positive thoughts and positive ways of being and having a different perspective on life, you can actually start to shift your energy, which then shifts what you're attracting into your life. Your gut instinct and your heart energy will always let you know if you're on track. That's what your inner compass is. It's that guiding system of your emotions. Now, sometimes we have some big decisions to make, and we instinctively know in our gut what feels right, or maybe you know in your heart what feels right. And then we kind of get into the logical mind and we talk ourselves out of doing what feels right. We rationalize everything. We come up with all of these logical explanations for why we shouldn't follow our gut instinct and why the logical route is better. But sometimes when we do that, we actually start to move in a direction that's not in alignment with our heart, our soul, our spirit, and the actual path of what is right for us. So sometimes we need to start to let go of all that rational thinking and just dig deep. And the only way to really find that inner compass is by starting to let go of some of the thoughts that we have. Or maybe being aware of the thoughts that we have and realizing that those thoughts are turning us in the wrong direction. They're taking us down a negative path by being very pessimistic and looking at what's wrong with every situation in life versus focusing on the positive, being optimistic, and seeing that there are opportunities all around you every moment of your life to make shifts in the right direction. To give you an example of how you can start to shift your thoughts and emotions if you're on the wrong track, I'm going to use the example of being sick. Whether it's having the flu, you broke your foot, or maybe you have something more severe going on, like you're about to go in for heart surgery, or you're dealing with cancer, or something along that line. Whatever it may be. When we're not feeling well physically, it's very easy to start to go downhill mentally and emotionally. We try to be as positive as possible, but sometimes we start to focus our thoughts on all the negative things. We start to focus on how we physically feel. We keep talking to everyone about how horrible we feel, whether it's the physical pain you're in or all of the things that you're going through to try and get this disease healed. When we start to focus on the negative things that are currently happening in our life, it creates momentum. Just like a snowball rolling down the hill, it starts to pick up momentum. It starts to pick up more and more negative thoughts of similar vibration. We start to talk about, oh gosh, this pain in my knee, it just won't go away. It's gotten worse and worse over the years. It holds me back from exercising like I want to. It's even painful when I'm sitting in the car driving to work, and I can't run around with my nieces and nephews or my grandkids because A, B, and C, and you just have one negative thought after another about that physical pain or that disability that you have. And then it snowballs, and you just have this entire negative energy surrounding the disease, the sickness, or the pain in your life. But instead, we need to start to shift our thoughts if we're ever going to improve our healing by holding on to all those negative thoughts and that negative energy and being down on yourself about where you are. You're actually holding yourself back and prolonging the healing process. That pain is an alarm system. It's actually a good thing. It's telling us that we need to make a shift. We need to make a shift in our life somewhere, whether it's through how we're actually living our lives, how we're taking care of our bodies. Maybe there's some things that you're holding on to emotionally that you need to let go of. Those are all reasons why we might be holding ourselves back and why we're slowly starting to go downhill, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. So we can start to shift that and say to ourselves, okay, maybe I do have this pain in my knee, but maybe this is a good thing. Maybe it's telling me that I need to start slowing down. Maybe I shouldn't be working 70 hours a week and I need to spend more time with my family. Perhaps I need to learn how to take better care of my body. And as I learn how to take care of my body, I can then help those around me and be a good example for my kids and my grandkids or my spouse and show them that, hey, I'm taking care of myself, and it motivates them to take care of themselves. Perhaps there's something deeper in this. Maybe I need to start reflecting on some things that I'm holding on to, whether it's resentment, anger, frustration, disappointment, or doubts in my life, fear in my life. And as you start to explore those emotional areas, maybe I can release things and get myself into a better state of being. There's a lot of ways you can start to talk yourself up and out of the opportunities that come along with something that's painful, physical, whether it's a disease, a pain, sickness, whatever it may be. If you ever notice, we typically have a tendency to get sick around times of great stress. That's when your immune system is down, and for whatever reason, you're more susceptible to picking up the flu, colds, and things like that. It's at those times when we're not taking care of ourselves. We're overworked, we're stressed about everything in life, and we're not being attentive to our own needs. Therefore, we end up getting sick. And that's a way of our body and our alarm system letting us know, hey, you're off track. Let's get back on track. You got to slow down. And sometimes it doesn't always happen the way we want it to. Wouldn't it be great if every time we needed to slow down, we just, instead of having to get sick, we took a vacation. We took some time off, relaxed, and spent time with our loved ones and actually recuperated properly. And then we could avoid the whole process of getting sick or having a disease in our body or tripping and breaking our ankle or having that knee swell up like we don't want it to be. These are all warning signs and alarm systems. And so it's important to be attentive to these things and start to shift your thoughts and shift your emotional state so that you can work your way out of it. Another example is depression. Depression is not a disease that's meant to be cured with drugs. Depression is a way of thinking. It's a way of getting into a pattern of one negative thought after another. And those thoughts continue to compile on each other, creating a negative vibration, creating stagnation in the body, and depleting you of all of that positive energy that you could be creating within yourself. By making little shifts with your thoughts and starting to focus on optimism, focusing on opportunity within every difficult situation, starting to see the brighter side of life, one thought at a time, is how you get yourself out of depression. Focusing on hope rather than everything that's going wrong. You're literally holding yourself in a negative vibration through your thought patterns when you're in a depressed state. Now, it doesn't take very much to get yourself to shift into a more positive state, because just like things snowball in a negative way, things also snowball in a positive way. So as you start to think of one positive thought, then another thought, then another thought. Within 15 to 17 seconds, all of a sudden you started to make an internal shift with your own vibrational energy and how you're viewing the world. As you continue to go, within a minute or two, you can completely change your state of being. And then you started to get momentum once you're a minute or two into focusing on more positive thoughts, focusing in a positive direction. And that momentum will continue. And it's a practice that we have to do. Initially, you may have to do it more frequently, but eventually it will become a habit to start to think in a positive way. And then you'll start to feel more positive, and you can actually start to work your way out of depression through changing your thought patterns. Taking care of your body is also extremely important. That's the vessel for which we experience everything in life through. So when your body is feeling good because you're exercising on a daily basis, you're stretching, you're strengthening, you're moving, you're getting all that stagnant energy out of your body, and things start to shift very quickly when you're taking care of yourself physically. That's extremely important for shifting your energy and your emotions. So when we're in a depressed state, we literally have no motivation to get up and move. But once you start moving, you start to feel a little bit better, which means the energy is flowing through your body. And then those thoughts start to pick up speed in a positive direction once you start to think more positively and start to make those shifts. But creating the awareness and doing this positive work will work miracles in your life. I promise you. It only takes a few minutes, and it's a practice that you can do over and over again until you've really started to master your state of being. Mastering your emotional guidance system is simple. It's a simple concept to understand, but it takes a lot of awareness and a lot of discipline on a daily basis to change and make these new habits. We get really stuck into our patterns that we've been living out for years and years and maybe even decades. So to make this shift, you really have to have some discipline. And know that whatever you think and believe is what you're manifesting in your life. So be aware of the little things that you say, even if it's a side joke that's negative. I've heard people in their 30s complain about, oh, how old I'm getting. By making that statement at such a young age, you're going to make yourself age faster. Your body's actually going to break down faster the more you think you're getting old when you're maybe even only a third way through your life. That can't be old, right? You're only as old as you think you are. As long as we're making excuses for why we're in pain or why we have disease, you're never going to take responsibility for what you've created through your own thoughts, your own emotions, and your own vibrational system. You cannot blame physical pain on age. It is not natural for our bodies to break down as rapidly as they do right now. Sedentary lifestyle, holding on to resentment and frustration and fears, those are the things that hold us back from living a pain-free, wonderful life. So start to make those shifts within yourself. Let go of all the excuses, because as long as you have excuses, you're not going to take care of yourself. You're always going to blame it on your age. You're always going to blame it on something outside of yourself instead of starting to make that internal shift. Following your gut instinct isn't always easy. It can be really scary because sometimes when we have a gut instinct, it's because we have to face that fear that we've been avoiding for a long time. We have to have that difficult conversation with our best friend or our spouse when we're afraid of what they're going to say or how they're going to react. Our gut instinct will tell us to move forward into a new career and be in a place where there's a little bit of discomfort for a while. If you're in a comfortable position, you're not pushing yourself enough. You're not moving necessarily into a place of ease. It's going to be a little uncomfortable at first when we start to make these big shifts in our life. We're letting go and shedding old habits of things that no longer serve us and moving into uncharted territory. But that uncharted territory, as scary as it is at first, has so many rewards. You will feel so much better that you started to let go of the things that don't serve you, to let go of the relationships that are actually holding you back from reaching your full potential. As comfortable as they may be, or as long as you have those ties that you know you need to break, it may be scary at first. And you can come up with a million excuses and you can find all the ways in the world to avoid it. But as long as you're avoiding those difficult things that you know you need to do, you're never going to feel fully at ease and in alignment with who the larger part of yourself is. The larger part of you knows spiritually everything that you need in your life in order to have the entire fulfillment, long-term fulfillment that you're looking for. This is not about instant gratification. And most likely, if you're looking for things to just make you happy very quickly, whether it's drugs or alcohol, maybe you have a shopping addiction or some other addiction, those are very fleeting. And if you really focus in, even though you may think they're going to give you a quick positive feeling, in the long run, your gut instinct knows that those are not where true fulfillment comes from. True fulfillment is going to come from letting go of those addictions and having that difficult conversation, moving forward with your life, letting go of the things that you don't need, and starting to reach for your bigger goals in life. I hope this video helped you learn how to start shifting your life moment to moment so that you can heal every part of your life and truly create the life of your dreams by following your emotional guidance system. It is so powerful when you start to follow that gut instinct, start to follow your heart instinct, and truly make the decisions in your life from moment to moment that are going to be more fulfilling in the long run. You have the power to create anything you want. You always have the power of what thought comes into your mind. Sometimes things come up and you'll notice some negative thoughts, and maybe you feel like you can't always control them, but what you can do is be aware of those negative thoughts and start to shift. And that's what we do. If we're really starting to master our lives and get into alignment, we make one shift to another shift to another shift. And it's just a way of being. It's a way of practicing and a way of living your life with new awareness and intention. Be really deliberate with every thought and every intention that you have for your life, and miracles will start to happen. You have so much more power inside of you than you ever thought you did. And this is how you can start making those shifts to feel better every single day. So thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this video with others, because the whole point of this is so that we can start to put all of this information out there. This is how we raise the consciousness of the entire planet. This is how we create more happiness. This is how we create more fulfillment in life. And this is how we start to shift our entire world by these little moments. And that's why I'm teaching this to you right now. So please share, please comment. I would love to hear from you. If you've enjoyed these videos, subscribe so that you can see more videos like this. I've got plenty out there on YouTube and Facebook. And I'm going to be creating an online course that really guides you through every step of the way of how to start to shift your life, some wonderful daily practices you can do, journaling and deep digging. So stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you in my next videos. Check out natalieslifestyle.com for more information.